Hi everyone, it's Emily from Love Your Long Lasting Look. Today I'm going to demonstrate how I put on a set of Color Street nails. And today I chose this shade, which is Manchester Mauve, and it's a solid. And then I'm going to do an accent nail with this new color, which is Belize Bellini. It is a little bit see-through, so you'll be able to see some of the other color through it. But we'll start with the Manchester Mauve. So each one has this little dot of adhesive. There we go. And when you open your package up, you'll see that you have your nails. You have 2 packets of nail prep pads, which are basically rubbing alcohol, and a teeny tiny nail file. So I'm going to go ahead and open the nail file so I have it in case I have any rough edges I need to clean up on my nails. All right. Let's see. It's not necessarily the best nail file, but it is handy to have it in there. So you can basically do your whole manicure on the go, which I have done, actually. And I don't know if you're very familiar with Color Street, but I discovered them about a little over a year ago. And they are nail strips that are 95% dry nail color. And it is base coat, color coat, and a top coat all in one strip. They last me a good 9 or 10 days depending on what kind they are. So I find that the solids don't necessarily last as long, I think, because you expect them to be flawless, and if you see a flaw, they're easier to spot. The glitters like this are really my favorite because if you get a nick in them, it's a lot more difficult to tell. And they also have designs. So now I've opened up my alcohol nail prep pad. I'm just going to give my nails a good cleaning. Make sure I don't have any oils or anything on them that would prevent the nail strips from adhering well. And I also, when I do this, I kind of use the pressure to push my cuticles down a little bit. You can't get the nail strips on your cuticles, or they near, a few days down the road are going to start pulling up right at the edge of your nail bed. And what I find is they like catch in your hair and things like that when you're rubbing your fingers through your hair, washing your hair in the shower. And that's super annoying. And then after another day or two, they'll start to crack and chip off from that area. So you try really hard not to get them on your cuticles. All right. And each nail strip package has 2 strips of 8 that are double-sided. So basically you get 32 nails. Most people can get at least 2 manicures out of a set. There is a little notch here that I can pull and tear, but I like to cut it so it's nice and even. And it gives me a little bit more space, because then what I do is I use this teeny tiny little hair straightener that I got off Amazon for about $10, and I seal my package back up so that I can use the nails again, because they will dry out if you don't seal them properly in between uses, because they are 95% dry nail polish, and you don't want them to dry the additional 5%, because then they'll be useless. So see, you get 2 strips of 8 and they're double-sided. So I'm going to go ahead and This is really the hardest part, is getting the nails you're not using back into the pouch so that you can seal them. I know some people just use Ziploc bags, but I've heard that that's not as good and that they will dry out in those. So sometimes if I get frustrated trying to slip these back in as one solid strip, I'll just tear them and slip them back in individually, because it is kind of tricky to get them in here. All right, yeah, see that peeled up. So I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna tear them and put them in twos and then seal them up with whatever's left over from the other strip. All right, shake them down. All right, so I'll put those to the side. I'll seal those up later. So what I'm gonna do, as I've put these on before, I kind of know what sizes fit me the best. This side is too small for any of my nails, but this size is bigger and is good for my pinky. So what you do is there is this clear coat on the top that you peel off. You peel that off first. And then you'll see there's the paper backing and then the nail strip itself. And the nail strip is super thin. And the bigger side is the one with the tab on it. So I'm going to gently pull that tab off. And I'm going to start with this nail. Always start with your pinkies, because your thumb is very useful in using as a tool. Okay, I think that's, oh. And you can pull them up a little bit and reposition. That's pretty good. So solids are trickier to apply. You can get strange wrinkles in them on the sides, but okay. So I am not going to use the rest of this particular strip because it's too tiny for any of my fingers. So what I'm going to do is kind of pinch it here at the end so it gets good coverage there on the edges. Then pull this way, and I just use my thumb and it perforates right on the edge of my nail. How easy is that? So moving on. I'm going to go ahead and use this one, which will be a little big, for my other pinky. I have glitter on my fingernail. So I'm going to at least line up one side pretty well. Okay. I don't know how well I did that. It's going to be big. And you can see I went over my cuticle. Not a big deal. I'll fix it. So I'm smoothing that down all over my nail. Now I am going to use the other end of this. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and perforate it. I'm going to come back after I place this other nail and fix that pinky. So there we go. I took the tab off. I'm going to go back to my first hand and put this on my ring finger, which it's going to fit pretty well. See, there's some of those weird wrinkles that'll come up with solids. Oh, that one really got a wrinkle. And pull it up. I'm going to smooth it back down. Okay. And this one is going to be one of my accent nails, so not too worried about those wrinkles, but I do think that's not great in the solid designs, that it's harder to smooth out. So you can see those wrinkles there a little bit on the side. And I know somebody else had posted a video showing how to avoid getting those wrinkles. I've sent it out to people who've ordered solids from me, but I haven't actually watched it myself, and maybe I should. And I got that one a little bit on the cuticle too. So I'm just gonna rub my thumbnail, and what's that? That's gonna perforate that a little bit, and off it comes. All right. So I'm gonna go back to this pinky that I really kind of did not put on well. And I'm gonna take my thumbnail and rub it just around the edge of my nail. And it perforates it enough. You can kind of just pull off the excess. And see, it's just coming off. Need some music up in here. See how it's just kind of flaking off where I perforated it? There we go. All right, 3 down. I'm just going to keep working toward my thumbs. Okay. I think the official instructions have you using a file, like you put it on there and then you file the extra off. I find that using your thumbs is so much easier. And I know that I did not finish that middle nail very well. I'm going to go back after I place this nail and fix that middle nail. And I'll probably do the same with this one. Okay, let's fix the middle one first. I do like this color. It's kind of neutral and springy, which I am waiting on spring to arrive, aren't we all? As it was negative wind chill of 15 today, I think. Here where I am anyway. I don't know where everybody else is. I'm in the Midwest and it was cold. We have snow on the ground and it's March 4th? 4th, yes. Now, remember how I said I don't think it's as easy, but for some reason that's not perforating very well, so I am going to take my file and just kind of rub it along the top to make that perforate so I can pull off the excess that was folded under my nail. So the instructions were correct. There we go. These are wrinkling quite a bit. With these, they set in about 20 minutes. So you see how that wasn't sticking when I was messing with it? In about 20 minutes, it will. They harden up and they set on your nails like polish would. Okay, there's those. Everybody can see what this wrinkling is. Again, out of all the Color Street options, solids are not my favorite. They're just a little harder to apply. With the glitters, you won't have these issues. All right. And this one's going to be a little big for my pointer finger. Sometimes I'll go ahead and use the other strip to find one that matches a little better, but since I'm doing this video, I'm just showing you how to make it work if you don't have the exact right size for your nails. And you could use like an orange stick or something like that for this as well if you don't want to use your thumbnails, but I just feel like I can be so much more accurate with my own thumbnail. Where's the end of that? There we go. Okay. I'm not very good at placing it exactly where it needs to be. Clearly, I'm having to fix a lot of these after they're on. That's all right. It just goes to show you it, even with some practice, you still don't get it exactly right, but it's all good. All right, there's my file. I also will tell you for solids, I put a top coat on every time. Just because I have worn them for a while, and I know that if I don't, I'm going to be unhappy with the way they look in about 3 days. They just don't stay on quite as well. And with the top coat, I feel like they can last a good 8 or 9 days with looking good. And then by that time, you've got growth anyway, and you're going to want to switch them out. So I always recommend a top coat. I'll even show you what kind of top coat I have. It's just like a Sally Hansen. Let me show you. Because I've used a couple different kinds, and this is the kind that I feel like works the best for me. So Ultimate Shield. Okay. And we're to our thumbnail on that one, and then pointer on the other. So the other side of this one is gonna go to waste, which is okay. You just really can't. I've tried when I first started using these, I tried to like cut them in half and keep the top layer on and keep the paper layer on, and it was just so hard to get back in and use one that had been cut and be able to peel it off properly that it was not worth it. So they're inexpensive enough that if you know, waste a half of a nail, that's okay. So solids, glitters, and designs are always buy 3 get 1 free on the Color Street website, which you do have to know somebody who sells them or look up somebody who sells them to be able to order, but they are always buy 3 get 1 free. And then the French manicures are buy 1 get 1 free. thumbs. And then of course I'm going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage when I do the glitter top coat because my thumbs are going to be covered already. So I know this one's too big. It's a good size for a big toe if you wanted to do toenails, and I have done toenails. Okay, so I've got all my Manchester mauves that I'm not using in that packet. I'm gonna file that down. And then I noticed this one was, when I was using it, was splitting a little bit. I hate that. Does anybody else have nails that split like that? Okay. I think it's hereditary. My mom has nails that do that. I'm just gonna flake. I'm just smoothing it out a little bit so I don't have a big ridge under my color street nail. Because again, with glitters, it wouldn't show, but with solids, it's gonna show. Okay. And these are also a little bit more square on the base than my actual nail is. So I just line up one side. And see, I have that little extra. Okay. I will go back and fix that. I'm gonna put this one on first. Didn't get that one lined up quite right. There we go. Okay, so now you see I've got no thumbnails to help me out here. And these are not set, so you've got to be really careful when you're using your thumbs as a tool to not mess up the nails you just put on. There we go. See, it's kind of peeling up. Kind of got to be careful. Maybe I should use, these should be more set. You know what? I do have an orange stick. I'm going to use an orange stick. Okay. There we go. That was easier. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of push it down a little bit till I get to right at the edge of my nail. All right, so there's my first coat, and there are some bubbles, which I am not thrilled with. And what I'm going to do is probably put my Belize Bellini on the nails that I'm not happy with so that this manicure can last me extra long. All right, so I showed you my little hair straightener, and I just put it on there, hold it for a few seconds, All right, and see, it's sealed up. That way I can use those again. All right, so I'm gonna put it back in its package so that I know what it was called, Manchester Mauve. All right, now I'm at the Belize Bellini. See, all packages come with these, but I'm not going to open these because I didn't need them. Oh, that reminds me, I had this extra, so I'll have it for next time with the Manchester Mauve. I'm going to put that in here. Okay, and I'm going to put these back in here. And I'm going to try really hard to not pull out both sets from this patch when I open it, or pouch when I open it, so that I don't have to tear them apart. Okay. All right. So if I can scooch them apart, kind of like that, and there we go. And you hold on here down at this end. Just pull the other strip out. That's the way to do it. Magic. Okay. I think I'm going to cover this nail for sure. So I'm just really not happy with the bubbles. This one. The pinky's great. I'm happy with the pinky. I don't know. We'll see. So not that one. That one will be good. Okay. So same procedure, you take off the clear coat on the top. And see, you can see how it's see-through. So when you put it on top, love that. Really like that. Isn't that cool? Okay. So what finger should we use? Okay. This other one on. Oh, it's sticking to me. I might do the pointer here. Is that gonna look weird? Okay. I don't care. I'm still worried about messing up these that aren't set yet. I have more orange stick. All right. So I have a 9-year-old, and her nails are so little that I can usually use, like if I have extra like this, I can usually use them on another nail. So I can do a manicure for her with like 3 nails, which is nice. Okay. I do really like, whoop, got an extra. I like this combo a lot. I think it looks really pretty together. So guys, something terrible happened. Before I finished my nails, the camera shut off and I didn't know it, and I finished my nails. So I wanted to show you the final product. I did put a top coat on all of them, and I think they look great. And actually in this light, the Manchester Mauve is a lot more purple, but before I realized the camera shut off and I was in regular lighting, it's really, really neutral. It's a really nice neutral color. So anyway, there you have it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure and like and subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye.